everybody. Ryan Reed here from Dice Up the Classroom. I'm here now to review not one, not two, not three, not four, not even five, but six books. Drawn to Teach, Stop Right Now, Block Breaker, A Passion for Kindness, From Teacher to Leader, and of course, Fire Within by my friend Mandy Froholic. I'm actually going to start off with Mandy's book. I really wanted to pick up this book when it first came out. Was not unable to do it, but this was really good. I actually ran into seeing Mandy again over at ISA a couple weeks ago here in Schaumburg. It was really good because we hadn't seen each other since USM Spark in Wisconsin a couple of years ago. But Mandy has really put together a wonderful book. If you ever read her Undivergence book, this is a great one. Fire Within is actually full of a lot of true stories from Mandy to a few other educators I actually personally know. And it's really good. I have to say, I mean, what's the one that's about talking about here? Lessons from defeat that have ignited passion for learning. A term that was brought up to me about last year was called the broken teacher. And a broken teacher is one that's been through, has been hard, and has gone through some tough things both in life and in their career, and has emerged stronger from learning. And The Fire Within has so many wonderful stories in here. I mean, there are just some great, amazing stories full of real stories, how they use it to learn, and how they emerge to be such wonderful in the classroom. It's a great book here by Mandy. Please check her out. The Fire Within, she also has another book that she's currently going out with. My next one is a great one I ended up actually buying not too long ago by Star Sakenstein. You might have heard of her, you know, the librarian teacher. From Teacher to Leader is a really great book. It's about for anybody who has ever been from the classroom and then makes their way up to administration, whether it's a principal, a division leader, a instructional coach. Believe it or not, I was looking into a position not too long ago. And as many know, I was an administrator who went back to the classroom. Well, it was, of course, trying to go back to that leadership role. And Star just really wonderfully outlines about how to be professional, how to find that empathy in other students and in the classroom to write this book. And this is a really good book. It's really quick here, but I think it's what I really like is right here is about planting the seeds for sustainability using Brené Brown's quote. To me, a leader is someone who holds her or himself accountable for finding potential in people and processes. And so what I think is really important is sustainability. And that's very true. We sometimes get this problem where we can't, take care of ourselves, or we do too much into our work, or sometimes we get lost into what's comfortable. And From Teacher to Leader is an amazing book in that case, where it's really going to show you how to, find a leader in yourself, some pointers along the way, but how not to lose yourself as you become a leader or forget where you came from in the classroom. It's a really, really good book from the Dave Burgers Consulting. And moving to that one was actually every year I usually have a purchase birthday gift. It's either a book, a guide, a comic, whatever. Well, this year, my friend Tamara Letter wrote A Passion for Kindness, Lead, Love, and Learn, which is a really wonderful book. And this was a great book. This was, like I said, this was wonderful because she really talked about doing the different kinds of path of kindness and how just a little bit can go a long way, and also how people can build upon empathy, creating cultivated kindness, and just so much more. I mean, there's too much in this book to really. With this book, I was having a really coming right after my birthday. It wasn't that some very dark days here with some sad news and a few other things, and this book really kind of drove me in. And believe it or not, what I ended up do is I actually had gotten some reimbursement from the money I was looking for. I didn't spend it on myself. I actually went to 15 classrooms and I donated each one to Donors Choose, and every single one of them got funded. It was a really wonderful piece. And believe it or not, it also inspired me to help one of my students here. He's a great learner. He has his issues, but he was not able to get a flash drive, and I was able to buy him a little flash drive, 16 gig for him to use for class. He uses it every day, and he always says, "Thank you for getting this for me." So this is really a book that will either remind you about how a little bit can go so far about a random act of kindness, or just how much it just shows that what you're doing is great, and don't forget it. The next one is actually a quick read, just came out, believe it or not. So all you coders, you makerspaces people, yes, the sequel to Codebreaker by Brian Aspinall, Block Breaker is here. Now, here's the thing. There is a lot about Minecraft EDU in on this. And as we know, some of us can't do Minecraft EDU, but there are just some fantastic lessons and ideas you can do with Legos, Scratch, or any other codable program. It's a really quick read, but Brian has written a wonderful book. I also voted for the green cover for Block Breaker. I really love it. But it really talks about building and amplifying voice. And it's something is it really talks about spatial learning, where we're aware of ourselves and what we create within ourselves. And people forget that in maker spaces or coding about what you are doing, what you're learning from your environment, and how you use that space to create. It's a quick read, but it's a really good book. So if you are into Minecraft education, or if you're into coding or block breaking, get Block Breaker by old Brian Aspinall. Great one. And also pick up his other book, Code Breaker. Yeah, we're almost there. And now another one I also picked up, which I was looking for different ways from ministry into classes, which of course technically the sequel to Start Right Now, which is Stop Right Now by Jimmy Cassis and Jeffrey Zuhl. There are just some amazing things in here that you can just, there's just too many to name, but there's a couple I hugely agree with, and just about things you should really just stop doing. 39 practices you should stop doing right now that'll make you a better teacher, leader, even a student. And there's actually, I will admit though, there might not be, each one might not relate to you. There's some ones are great. I do agree on one about never stop with this keeping recess and kids away. No, recess is hugely important. Also about how you evaluate people, about look what they're doing and what is amazing about them. Now, all of these apply to me. There are a couple in here I seriously can't use. They're not in there for me, but there's so much else in this book you can have and can stop right now and go get this book right here on Amazon. 39 Stops to Making Schools Better by Jimmy and Jeff. Definitely check this one out. And now my last one, this was actually on a whim. This was on a whim. I got a gift card. I didn't know about this. It just come out. And I'm so glad I did it. And this is by Jess Stempenhorst and art by Trevor Gahn, both educators. It's a graphic novel educator. You know how I did my own graphic novel a few years ago, My Life as a Comic Book Reader? Well, this is really set because I was actually inspired a couple years ago. I was going to do something similar to this. Unfortunately, losing your job twice and other things, I was never able to rate this. And lo and behold, Drawn to Teach came in. I really like this because it's an illustrated guide. It has a wonderful set of stories here in comic form and graphic novel form about real life stories and things that have happened. Because I got to tell you, there was probably very few times I didn't say that happened to me. Oh, I was there. Oh, that's what I'm doing now. Oh, wait, I'm doing this too. Classroom culture. Oh, what's another one here? About networking. Whoa, about leadership and about empathy. I've done all this. Wow, what a great book. It is a quick read, though, because you kind of go through the books and the stories, and some things you might be saying, I'm doing this, but I think I really like the little pieces here with It Will Happen. You have that parent that just doesn't agree with you. Listen, you lose a student for reasons. There's a bad evaluation. People will just thank you out of nowhere, and you're like, wait, why did you thank me for? There's so really good stories in here. I think my favorite, though, because everybody knows me, is I like this technology. This is a really good story about a teacher who gets a grant to completely redo her classroom with technology. She gets everything from a smart board, mini robots, green screen, laptop computers, though I more recommend desktop computers, electronic circuit creation, augmented reality space, 3D printer, regular printer. And of course, it all goes wrong. She said, we just had so many problems, but she said it was great learning for experience. And it's so funny because, and I'll try to get this up with a thing, but this is kind of what my classroom looks like. So it's really, really one. I just identify this. I loved this book. I read it so quickly, and I'm just going back to it. I'm going back to all these books, and they were just really, really good. So I definitely recommend checking out all these books right now. Drawn to Teach, Stop Right Now, Block Breaker, A Passion for Kindness, From Teacher to Leader, and of course, The Fire Within. These are all high books here. I highly, highly recommend checking out these books. Check them out if you're not on Amazon, or definitely take out the DBC for Dave Burgers Publishing. It is a really good one. These are all great books. I'm going to leave everybody alone. I have to get down to some dissertation work, and I will see everyone later.